Planet Vero Studio is powered by the Nolan Group of RE/MAX Associated Realty. MyNextHomeFinder.com. Cindy Grossman. New York City born and raised, luxury retail management was her game. Saks Fifth Avenue and Nordstrom were her jewelry playgrounds. Had enough at 38, fled to Miami, where Neiman Marcus Bal Harbour found her. Recruited to Mont Blanc, where her regional position challenged her. Met her husband 4 years ago, and Brevard County she did go. COVID hit, she needed a new career fit. Age-defying beauty with Mary Kay, she did say. And now, here's Cindy Grossman.
Hello, 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 and welcome to Mesmerize the Mirror at Any Age. And I'm happy to see Mitch, you're back with us today. And of course, Jesse, I'm glad you're here to help us. You always do a great job.
Hello, hello, hello to you.
Thank
and our
you.
Special guest.
Yes, very, very important special guest today. And I'm excited to have her on. Our guest today is local author, April Cobb. April's newly released romantic thriller, Cassie's Delicious Stranger, is the first in a trilogy. It actually takes place near here in Brevard County. The novel follows the budding relationship and thrilling adventures of the main characters, Cassandra and Neil. Locals will notice several recognizable locations mentioned in the book. April is the youngest of 12. Raised in Oxford, Massachusetts, she is married to Wayne for 5 years and has 4 grown children, 3 sons, 1 daughter, along with 2 adorable granddaughters. Thank you so much for coming on. I'm excited to talk about the book and find out how it all came to be. Exciting.
Thank you for having me.
Definitely. So I have to ask, because I'm also an implant or a transplant to Brevard County. How did you get to Brevard County?
Well, I came from Oxford, Mass, as you mentioned. And in 2015, I took the leap and came down and lived with my sister in first DeBerry and then DeLand. And then I met my husband on the internet. And we met over in Titusville.
Nice.
And from there, we were married shortly, and then we found our home 2 years ago.
Nice.
We're hoping it's our forever home.
Right, right.
And it's something that we enjoy very much.
That's great. See? Everybody, online, dating. That's how I met my husband, too. Interesting. So this really all was a new chapter in your life, right?
Absolutely.
Writing a book, a new chapter?
Oh, yes.
Definitely.
I didn't even know that writing was in my future.
Well, this leads me to the next question. When did you start writing?
In 2018, I found myself with a lot of time on my hands, and I picked it up and put it down quite a few times until last spring. When last spring came along, I had a good writing day, and so I asked my husband if he would mind if I read to him what I had written that day. And he rolled his eyes just a little bit, and he says, okay, sure. And so he was a good sport, and he listened through, and I said, well, what do you think? And I didn't expect his answer. He said he liked it. And I said, really?
Great.
And he said, yes, I liked it. And I said, come on. And he said, well, I tell you what, you finish it. And I was only about a quarter way into the book. He said, you finish the book, and I will pay to get you published.
Wow.
And so game on. And I, in 10 weeks later, was finished writing the book and started in on the second book because I found there was so much more about my characters that I wanted to write.
Excellent. I love it. So why do you think you decided on a trilogy? Like, how did that all come to be?
Using the characters in book 1 and the development of them, I enjoyed where they were going, where their journey was taking them. Each time that I would sit down and write, I had an outline of what I wanted to do with them, but it was so exciting when I got to the end. I was like, no, I need to say this about this one, and this one has to die, and this one has to, different kinds of things are supposed to happen with the characters to round out the story. And so I just had more to say.
Wow, that's great. So it'll be 3 books.
Yes.
So now the first one just came out.
Yes.
Now, how long do they say is a good time frame before the second one would come out?
Well, I can possibly have it done pretty quickly. It wasn't a difficult task for me when I was writing. It just came. It just flew on its own.
That's great.
So I would say I can have it ready, whether it's printed or not, way before Christmas.
Wow. And on any given day, you sit down, you write for an hour, you write for 2 hours, you start in the morning, you take a break, you go back. How does that all work?
It's more of it's more fluid than that.
Oh, okay.
If I have time, I'll sit down, and if I need to go a little further into it, I try to wrap it up with I can go a lot of hours. I can do like a half an hour. It's totally up to me. My time is my own.
Right. And so something comes to you, a thought comes to you. Do you kind of take a memo on it? So when you have to come back to it, that's something you could do?
Probably about 0.03% of the time.
Oh, okay.
I just remember what I wanted to write and get into it.
Yeah,
the next chance.
Because I remember Billy Joel once saying he'll have a melody or something in his head, and if he didn't get to a piano right away, he might lose it. So he would have to do something to remember it. So, and of course he's a genius, right? So
yes.
Interesting.
How do your characters come to mind? I'm thinking, you said you have an outline. Do they change? Do they take on a life of their own as you start writing? I've heard other authors say that they just the characters in their mind, it seems like they literally come alive and develop their own personalities, maybe different than what you thought they would be. Do you find that to be true?
Because I didn't go with any preconceived notions or ideas about the characters, it was easier just to flow. But now that I have grown into them and breathe life into them, it's going to be a lot more exciting. I want to get back in and writing. I am anticipating developing. They do take a life on their own. It's very difficult for me to express, but you kind of start modeling them in different experiences or people that you know, or like you're developing characters for a movie. Mm-hmm. So it's fun in putting that together.
And you really only started writing seriously within the last 3 or 4 years. That's amazing. I mean, so many times you hear, oh well, I started a diary when I could start reading and writing, and it seems like the person wrote their entire life, but you seem to be the exception.
I think it's odd, like you're saying, and people talk about writer's block and all of that. The only time I came up with writer's block is when I needed a thesaurus, and I would just Google up what do I want to say instead of the word that keeps coming to my mind, and then I would find out whichever word. And it never, a writer's block kind of thing never really happened for me for more than a few minutes.
And you mentioned the word flow, so it just seems like it's not forced, or you just really enjoy the writing process.
I do. And I never took an English course. I mean, I took middle of road college English so that you can move on to get a degree. But I never took a writing course. I never joined any clubs. I never got into any of that. I just remember from when I was growing up and when I was a young adult, when I would read romance novels and what kind of things interest me in the story plots and twists. And I just put them into effect. Your editor is going to make you sound good anyway.
Now, why a romantic thriller?
Because I was influenced when I was 14, I was a poor reader. I was bad in school. And my sister, I noticed that she was getting Harlequin romances. They would get a 4-pack of freebies. So I would go ahead and I'd look at the cover and I go, and she said, well, you want to look at it? And I said, okay.
Oh, boy.
And so I read through one of them and I was hooked. And right. My reading comprehension and English, spelling, all of that began improving. And it just took off from there.
Excellent. Now, it does seem, the characters are detailed, really detailed. I have to ask, Is this any autobiographical at all?
Well, there's would be similarities, blonde hair, 5'3", you know, strong legs, that kind of thing. But, you know, it's a fictional story.
And Neil? Anything about Neil?
Well, my husband is my Neil.
Okay. Oh, okay.
My Neil.
Your Neil.
Not Cassie's Neil.
Right. Okay. Interesting. Okay.
You mentioned that you read these novels as a younger woman. Do you have a favorite author now, or do you look back to those novels as still your favorite? You know, Danielle Steele.
I've never read a Danielle Steele. The big names, other than Nora Roberts, and there's an author, Sherwood. I can't remember the total title, but it had Christabel Willing was one of the characters, and she changed her name from Carolina Lightfoot in 3 huge historical romances. And I was caught. I was just like, I had to buy them again decades later. That's how much I enjoyed them.
Wow. And of course, the author of 50 Shades, right? That became everybody's. But I have to be honest, I never read the book. I never saw any of the movies.
You didn't? I've seen the movies. I liked them.
Oh, see that?
There's also 360. That's another one. They're going to do a part 2 of 360.
Oh, boy. All right. Maybe I'll have to watch that. We're going to take a quick break, and we will be back with April to learn more about the novel.
Why hire Cantwell and Goldman? At Cantwell and Goldman, PA, we take pride in what we do. That pride translates into better client service and better client results. At Cantwell and Goldman, PA, we provide high-quality legal solutions for individuals and businesses in Indian River and Brevard counties and throughout the state of Florida. Our experienced attorneys can help you with a range of legal issues, from defending a criminal charge, assistance with a commercial or residential closing, business transaction, or estate planning and probate matters. We are a full-service law firm specializing in estate planning, including trust and estates, as well as commercial and residential real estate and corporate matters throughout the state of Florida. Cantwell and Goldman, PA.
If you want a home that has the style of the coast, come to Sunshine Furniture during the Tommy Bahama and Lexington half-price spring home event. Now until February 28th, you save 50% on all bedroom, dining room, media, office, and occasional furniture with fresh finishes and rich textures made from materials that reflect the essence of coastal living. At Sunshine Furniture, our 35,000 square foot showroom is also filled with the largest selection of in-stock coastal furniture from Universal, Hooker, Riverside, Four Seasons, and Capri. We are the outdoor furniture experts and have the largest selection of patio furniture anywhere. Visit Sunshine Furniture now during the Tommy Bahama and Lexington half-price spring home event. All pictures, lamps, and accessories are 50% off. Sunshine Furniture, 1295 US 1 in Vero Beach, next to Planet Fitness. Visit our website at sunshinefurniturecasual.com. Also, don't forget to visit our outlet and sales store just across the street.
Take a new direction with your pest control needs. Call Compass Pest Control. Hi, I'm Chris Hudman, co-owner of Compass Pest Control. We're not your ordinary pest control company. We have over 60 years of local experience. We know service after the sale is the most important part of our business. Call us at 925-1740. That's 772-925-1740, or on the web at compasspests.com. That's compass, PESTS.com.
It's time to call Easy Brew Coffee and Bottled Water Service and learn just how much you can save and how convenient it is to have your coffee and bottled water delivered right to your home or office. In addition to water coolers, Easy Brew offers individual bottles of water in 8 or 16-ounce bottles. No more lugging it home or dragging it into the office. Serving the Treasure Coast for over 2 decades, 2 letters, 1 simple name. Easy for Easy Brew. Visit e-zbrew.com or call 800-792-3285. Easy Brew.
Need an enlightening pick-me-up? Visit Kristen and Cindy at Skinergy, 599 Sherwood Avenue, Unit 110 in Satellite Beach, to energize your skin and keep it looking fabulous forever. Kristen can help with hair removal sugaring to keep your whole body smooth and conditioned. Kristen will help you refresh and defend your skin while giving you a customized facial. Cindy helps skinergize and get you camera ready for your everyday look or occasions event. Visit Kristen and Cindy at Skinergy at 599 Sherwood Avenue, Unit 110 in Satellite Beach.
And we're back, Mesmerize the Mirror, and we are certainly doing that today with April Cobb. Thank you so much for being back. And we are talking about her wonderful novel that it came out, what would you say, a month ago, 2 months ago?
Something like 6 weeks.
Oh, 6 weeks. Okay, great. Yeah, and I know we do a lot of networking together, and I know everybody just, hears what it's about, and they're grabbing the book. So let's move on to a few other questions. My question is, where did you get the inspiration for the events in the book? I mean, there's a lot going on, and it's like, whoa, some of the things that do happen.
Well, there's a part where a teenager is put into danger just as you think that Cassie and Neil are going to have an interesting day together. And it just hit me. You suddenly you'll think about something in real life that's happening around the world, or something will come across YouTube that you're scrolling through, and you go, oh, well, you know what? I'm going to that'll go in.
Right.
I'm going to put that in today.
Right. And
so that happened quite a bit.
Yeah. And then it just makes you want to go to the next page. And, it's hard to put down the book because you're like, I got to know what happens. Got to see what happens. Now, we talked about writing.
Mm-hmm.
Now, is there any advice you would give someone who does have a story to tell, but maybe is not also a familiar, writer or has never written before?
Sure. I would say definitely get it down writing. Even if you just start something, then immediately, even if you're not done with it, go ahead and get to the website, the Library of Congress, so that nobody can steal your intellectual property. And so that's somewhere between, say, $50 and $100. And it depends on what kind of works, and you have to go through the different categories online to qualify what you're trying to get protected. Okay. But I would say do that even if you're not finished, so that you have that established. And then you'll have encouragement, especially when that letter comes in. You'll be like, I'm doing this. It's really happening.
Wow.
I've been recognized. And you'll have that encouragement to keep going. And don't stop. Keep telling your story till you're done.
Right. Now, do you have to claim the title at that point as well?
I think that might be another question for that website or for those people. I don't know for certain.
Right. Okay. Now, how did you come up with the title of your book?
Well, sometimes us women, we walk by a man and he just smells delicious, and it'll take your attention. He doesn't have to be a looker. He doesn't have to be, any particular age or your type or anything like that. The pheromones and the cologne or whatever, they'll catch your attention.
That's for sure.
Jesse, we got to take note of that, buddy.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Some new colognes.
Absolutely.
I
have some.
Okay.
Yeah, definitely. I have some good colognes for sure. That's for sure. Yeah. So the book is definitely very interesting. I mean, I've gone through it, and I also feel like it has a lot to say, and it's sexy, it's romantic, it's exciting. What else I don't want to give away the story, but what else can we tell our listeners and people watching?
I bumped into someone who hadn't read the epilogue.
Okay.
Which brings you up to speed for book 2.
Ah, okay.
And then the prologue in the book 2 will help you move through and continue reading. I think that was a big key. I missed that out myself when I was a young reader. And so I was like, well, that story ended terribly because I didn't read the end.
Okay.
So
good tip.
Definitely. It'll get you, if you're thinking it might not be your book and you gave it a good fair chance, if you haven't read that,
Right.
you need to.
Absolutely. Now, I know you're at a lot of events, and you want to tell them about some upcoming events that you're doing and the best way to get the book, for sure.
There is the Barbara Snow is running that event down at the Harley-Davidson dealership,
Right.
and I'm trying to plant and what's the title of that? I can't quite remember. I feel shameful.
Yeah, I'm not sure, but it's at the Harley-Davidson.
On April 2nd.
Okay, good. April 2nd. That's
It's a
great.
one-day event, and it's a customer appreciation day for the Harley-Davidson.
Oh, great.
Where is that? The Palm Bay location?
Yes,
It
yes,
is.
yes.
Off,
Palm Bay.
right off 95.
Yes.
Yes. And then from time to time, I'll be, like this weekend, I will be down at the Riverview Park here in Melbourne,
Okay.
and I will be also at the Islander Comics
Oh, okay.
in the Merritt Island Mall from time to time.
Oh, great.
I will have a poster in their window. It's whenever I can get over there to, usually Sundays in the afternoon, 11 to 5,
Okay.
their hours.
That's great.
And they would have to look at my posts on
Okay.
Facebook to see.
Okay, and just let them know what your Facebook page is.
It's titled April Jacinta Cobb. And
Okay.
the middle name's a tricky one. That's why I dropped it. Thanks,
Okay.
Mom.
And also, best way to purchase the book.
Okay, it's on Amazon, and you can get it as an iBook, a Nook book, and
Kindle?
Kindle.
Kindle.
And I also sell them. They can contact me through the Facebook. I can do PayPal.
Oh, okay, great.
And you'll sign the book and
Yes.
you'll give it an inscription or
Mine is
autographed
signed.
copy.
Yes, definitely, for sure. Now, we have like a little time left. Now, you started to talk about writer's block, but Mitch seemed to think that wasn't something that you faced, which I think is amazing. So it just flows.
It flows. Like I said, if I couldn't find a word that I needed, I would just thesaurus, and
Oh, okay.
that would be gone.
Right.
It would take, 10 minutes, maybe 5.
So it's
and move on.
I almost feel like you have the story up here. You really do have the story.
I think I do.
And it's just about, okay, let's
Yes.
keep writing, get it done. So I mean, after the trilogy, it sounds like there's going to be more.
I have an idea for a single book, and it won't be the same style.
Oh, okay.
It's it may not even be a book. It might be just a movie
Oh, okay.
playwright or
Oh, right.
screenwrite.
Right.
yeah.
And it involves my thought process is saying it'll be about dreams and how people in their dreams are linked up to somebody else that's miles away or years ago or years in the future. And when they're dreaming, like I dream vividly.
Wow.
Like it's somebody that I've met. I remember their face when I wake up, and I can't remember for the life of me where I saw those people or that situation.
That's amazing.
So I was thinking I was going to do something like that.
That
Oh, don't
sounds
give it away.
No, but
Somebody's
that
gonna
sounds
steal
amazing.
it. No, just kidding.
That sounds amazing.
They might.
Now, keeping this all in mind, and my listeners, we're going to have April back because we didn't really get into the whole process, which I would like to do for people. Because, like I said, I feel like I have a story, but I don't know where to take it and what's the steps to be published and things like that. So I really like you to come back and we'll talk more about that. Okay? But remember, April Cobb on Facebook, and you can get the novel. It's an amazing novel. And maybe Jesse will flash it. Oh, it's been flashing. There it is. Terrific. Thank you so much for coming on. This has been great.
Thank you so
Of
much.
course.
I appreciate you.
My pleasure. Cassie's Delicious Stranger. Don't miss it. Get your copy today.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks for being on.
Thank
Thanks,
you.
Jesse.
Thank you.